guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. I'm back home in North Carolina. I just got back from New Jersey. I can't even tell you guys how much fun I had with Justin and Brian and just everyone who came out of the show. Seriously, that was just such a great time. I can't wait to do more events like that. And we're actually in talks of setting up a meet here in North Carolina, kind of like a BMW meet, but really everyone and all people are invited. I'm gonna give you guys more information on that as the time approaches a little bit closer. But today we're gonna be working on the interior a little bit more. I've ordered a few things that are just gonna kind of tidy some things up. A hardwire kit for the Uniden radar, and then a mount for the Uniden radar, as well as some USB magnetic cables. I'm gonna show you guys what that means in a minute here. And then also I got an M Sport shifter cover. So it just changes the little cover that goes on top of the shifter to have like a little M logo on it. No, my car's not an M3, but I'm putting it on anyways. I know that this is probably gonna trigger some people, but I think it looks way better. So I'm gonna show you guys all the products that I bought. And as you guys know, like any other video, all the links to everything that I put in this video are gonna be in the description. All right, let's show you guys what it looks like. All right guys, so this is everything we have here. I'm gonna go through it all. We're gonna put this to the side. Here is the actual Uniden radar mount. Now, if you guys have heard of Blend, they make one that's very similar. However, it's like $140. With this kit, I got the radar mount as well as the actual hardwiring kit. So we lose that nasty cable that hangs down in the middle of the console. We're getting rid of all that. So we're just gonna hardwire it. And then we got this awesome little mount right here. Like I said, the Blend mount is like $140. I just couldn't swing that. This kit is somewhere around like 40 bucks on Amazon. And then over here, you guys, we have these USB cables that work on my iPhone. And the reason that I got these is they have these little magnetic adapters that you put into the bottom of the phone, just like that. And what this does is it just eliminates me actually having to plug into the phone, and it magnetically grabs it. And the reason that I got this is because I found myself often trying to plug in the phone while it was on the magnetic mount, and it was kind of hard to do with one hand. This way, I can literally just let it dangle there and it'll grab it without me having to do much effort. So I think that this just makes a little bit more sense. Plus, this was really cheap, this package. It came with 3 of these USB cables and a bunch of these little adapters. It has Android adapters and iPhone adapters, all in this one pack. So a really cool package and super convenient. I love it. I'm gonna put this on the inside as well. And then lastly, you guys, we have this little shifter cover. So it's basically just like a decal. That's how we take off the old one. It gives you these little pick tools, pry tools to take off the old one. And then we're gonna put this one on. The only difference is this one has that little M logo. Now I know what you guys are thinking. I know what you're thinking. This guy's trying to make his F30 become an M3. No, I am not. I just like the way that this one looks a little bit better than the old one, and that's why I'm doing it. So all of you people that are getting really triggered right now, just take a breath. It's gonna be okay. I'm not trying to make my car into an M3. But yeah, this is what it looks like, you guys. It's real clean, super easy to put in. We're gonna jump out of the car and put in all of this stuff, and I'm gonna kind of show you the differences, how to install it, and what it looks like in the end. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I got my new bumper for anyone asking and wondering. Finally got the new bumper. Gonna take that into paint probably this week. Get it painted up. It's got the spare over here. Kinda miss these wheels. I don't know if I would put the avant-gardes back on, like get them repaired and put them on, or I'm thinking about buying a different set of wheels. But as you guys know, we are changing the wrap. We're going for a new wrap color. I think you guys are going to dig what we have picked out. All right, so first thing I want to talk about is the most simple, right? So that's the iPhone cord that we have hanging out here. When you have the phone on here and you're driving and you only have one hand to plug this in, it's kind of a pain in the butt to get it plugged in while you're driving. Gotta use a little bit of force. So I am all about convenience. I think convenience is king in life, and I really just want this to go on like that. Obviously this isn't the right cable, but I want it to basically just connect to it when I put it near it. Let's make life easier, right? So we're just gonna run the other cable through here the same way I ran the other ones. So this is really, really simple to get off. Basically this whole bottom piece, this little piece right here, comes right out, and eventually it just pops right out like that. So we're just gonna move that to the side. We're not using any of that. So this cable right here, you guys, is the draggy cable. For when I am using the Draggy, I just keep it down here, but I really don't use it that often, so I might end up relocating this. I haven't quite decided yet. So here is the actual phone cable. We're just replacing this phone cable with the new one. And we're done. Easiest install ever. And now what we'll do for the actual length of the cable is we'll just take mount. I mean, look at how easy that is. It's so much easier. It pops right in. That seems to be just right for both of those. So then once we have them at the correct length that we want, go ahead and put this piece back in like so. Man, cool. Draggy cable, still there for my Draggy. Phone, charging. That's what we were looking for. So yeah, it's just way easier to be driving rather than having to actually like force it into the hole. Just go like that and it connects real easily. So for any of you that are new here and don't really know how I have the power running for this, there is a cigarette lighter down there that you can use, but I actually have a Blackview dash cam with a power pack, and I use the auxiliary ports in the power pack. And those auxiliary ports power both my phone and my Draggy. All right, you guys, so for the next part of this, you obviously see this super gross cable dangling in front of everything, and this plug down here. We're gonna eliminate all of that. We're gonna be hardwiring the radar detector under here, and then we're also going to be using the actual mount that goes on the back of the mirror, so it hangs right under the mirror. All right, so first we're gonna go ahead and install the mount for the radar detector. It does come with longer screws if you have like a thicker mirror, but I looked at like the girth and it looks like we'll be fine with this one. If I do need the longer ones, it comes with longer screws, so we can just put them in. This is the actual part that snaps onto your radar detector, so I'm assuming this adheres to that. Let's go ahead and put this together. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. Dude, this is crazy easy. So it took 2 seconds to put it together. Basically, you just attach this little black clip side to the bottom. Everything else is already assembled. And both of these parts are maneuverable, so you can kind of twist it in any way that you need to if you want it like in a different position. But this is kind of how I think that we're gonna be installing it. And then you literally just take that little bracket and plug it in. And just like that, we have the bracket on the radar detector. So we're gonna go ahead and take this piece, disconnect these 2 screws and put it into the actual mirror, and then reconnect this top part and put in the screws again, and we should be good. So everything on here is adjustable, and you can tighten it, loosen it, kind of maneuver it to however you want it to fit. If you want it to like point at you or point down or up, you can maneuver all of that on this little mount. So it's really, really convenient, and it's super sturdy, so it's not gonna shake while you're driving. Right now we have those little suction cups in there and they just shake like crazy. It's not terrible, but they do shake a lot. So I want something that's super firm and mounted just underneath that mirror, so it's a nice clean setup. All right, so they give you this little Allen key to kind of do everything, and you just want to take out the 2 screws that are on there already. And I'm leaving everything kind of loose right now on the actual mount because I want to be able to adjust it once I get it on there, and then I'll go ahead and tighten everything up just how I want it so it sits just right. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. Installing it, I'm going to put 1 screw into the bottom so I can wrap it around, and then it'll just hang there, and it should be a little bit easier to actually put in the other one. We have it hanging in there. We can go ahead and put in the other screw. I think what we're gonna do before I tighten this up is I'm going to hardwire this, because the gap between the actual mirror and this plastic piece that we have to take off is super tight, and I don't want to tighten this up and then not be able to take off the plastic piece, because then we're just working backwards. So let's go ahead and take off the plastic piece, and I'm going to show you guys how to hardwire it, and then we'll jump back into tightening up the radar detector and setting it up right. So that's what I mean by that gap. You guys can see how tight that actually is. It's fine, it's going to work, but there's not a lot of room to move. So what I don't want to do is, since we still have to hardwire it, I'm going to just take off this plastic cover first. we'll do the hard wiring while there's some flexibility there. Then we'll go ahead and actually mount up the radar. All right, so first step, we have to get behind this plastic shrouding in order to access the cables that we're gonna just be pinning into. Here's the actual instructions if you guys are trying to figure it out for yourself, but it comes with these smaller pins and these larger pins that go into the actual plug for the Uniden. So the red cable is gonna be plugging into the red and white pin connector, and then the black is gonna be plugging into the brown. So all we do is just plug these directly into the same holes as the wires that are color coded. That's what we're looking for, red and white on the red, brown for the black. And then after that, we can run it down, plug it into our Uniden, just make sure everything is nice and zip tied and snug, and I will show you guys what it looks like. In order to take off this actual plastic shroud, it's really simple actually. You can probably pull it off with your hands, but just to show you guys how easy it is, I'll just take a trim tool, stick it right in the center of that crease there. There you go, comes right out. All right, so what I actually ended up doing, I got it in there, but what I actually ended up doing is I used the smaller pins. It comes with like a little adapter that plugs into each one, and you'll see it, there's like two little smaller pins, one is red and one in black. You just go ahead and plug that adapter into the original cable, and it's got smaller pins so you can fit them into the actual plug, and I needed that because the original ones were much too large to actually fit into the plug where the wires are. But once I did that, it went in there effortlessly. I know it's really hard for you guys to see it, but if you look back there, you can see the red cable is going into the red and white, and then the black one is going into the brown one on the side. Yeah, boy. So we're good. We have power coming out of there. So if you guys are wondering why I chose to plug and splice into these wires or these connectors, it's because this plug actually turns off, this connection actually turns off after about 15-20 minutes after you turn off the car. So it doesn't stay on all the time, which is what we want. We don't want the radar detector to stay on while the car is off. So that is the best choice in terms of hard wiring. Like I said, red wire into the red and white, black wire into the brown. And then from there, you're pretty much good. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna unplug this, and then we're gonna go ahead and tuck these wires. I'm just gonna zip tie this extra part to this wire up here, this black wire in here. That way, it's not kind of like just floating around. I don't want this to disconnect at any point. So we're gonna go ahead and just zip tie this big piece to there, and then we'll go ahead and run it out of the actual plastic piece and plug it in. Then we can go ahead and fix our mount. All right, so progress report, got the zip tie in there. Like I showed you guys before, everything's kind of bundled up in here. So we're gonna run this behind the actual mirror. And then you want it to come out of the right side, so maybe we'll just do it, over here. Like that, so it comes out and plugs into here. I'll let you know what I decide. I'm gonna put the cover on and kind of see how it sits best, and then we'll go from there. All right, you guys, so check it out. So that's where the cable is coming out. And I found that when I ran it out the other side, there just wasn't enough slack to actually run it around and plug it in. I haven't tightened any of this yet. But as you guys can see, this is with the mount pretty much all the way up. So there is like a little bit of a gap here. I'm gonna see if I can tighten some things in the actual mount to reduce this gap. This is the progress report of the actual cable coming out. You can see it coming right out of the side over here. I'm probably gonna go ahead and tuck that even further in there once I actually get the mount situated. All right, you guys, so we have it all mounted up. Check it out. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So the only thing with the F30s is we don't have a whole lot of room back here. And as you guys can see, it's pretty snug in there, so you're really limited as to how much space you can work with when you're putting on a radar mount. This one does a pretty good job of putting it in a position that makes sense. So it's obviously set up, you know, centered, facing towards the front. My only desire would be to have this maybe moved up a little bit, but the only way that you could really do that is if you notched out the actual plastic right there, because you can see where that metal is hitting the plastic. I could go and just like Dremel out a little piece and move that up further. I might do that down the line, but for right now, this is fine. It looks good, it's functional. I know it's gonna be able to pick up the radar stuff. It's very firm. This whole mount is super, super firm. I am shaking it. It is firm. It's on the actual mirror. It's not going anywhere. So this is a good setup. This is a good setup if you guys like a really clean style and you don't want to have the actual suction cups up here and you don't want to have to pay $100 and some for a blend mount. You can just go ahead and get this one on Amazon. It's essentially the same thing. It's pretty much the exact same setup. The next part that we're going to work on, now that we have the cable here with the magnet, we have the Uniden lined up and ready to go, we're going to take this little sticker. This is actually just a decal, this piece right here. We're going to take it off and put the new one on that has the M badge right there. And I'm sure of it, you guys are going to get triggered. All right, so this is actually really easy. It comes with two pry, almost looks like a guitar pick, and this other little pry tool, and this is literally just a decal, you guys. Just go ahead and start peeling it up. There you go, just like that, comes right off. Look at that, it's got all the lights and everything in there. So you can see the old adhesive in there. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave the old adhesive. So here's the old and the new. I really like the new one. I think it looks cool. The M badge. So right now is the time that you comment down below at how triggered you are that I just picked up an M badge shifter cover. Just go ahead and remove the cover on the adhesive in the back. It's just 3M. Peel that back. Don't screw up. Don't screw up. I'm just gonna line it up from the top down. Hey! So I'm just gonna press on this for about 30 seconds. There it is. Same exact thing, just has the little M badge on it. Ooh, looks pretty good, looks pretty good. This entire interior has come a long way. I mean, we've done so much to this interior. We just did the M Sport wheel. I've done the AC accessory trim that has the illumination underneath. We've ran all these cables. We've done the Blackview dash cam, the radar detector, the hardwiring kit. Man, the upgraded Vivid screen, which is stretched. Some of you guys were freaking out because it's stretched. Here's the deal with the stretch screen. If you do the Vivid screen on an early 2013, 2012 model, you actually cannot code out the stretch. I know, it sucks. It's something that you guys are gonna have to deal with. It really doesn't bother me. Some of you guys are like freaking out in the comments. Seriously, it's not that big of a deal. It looks fine. Everything else in here, we did the upgraded carbon fiber trim, which I think looks really good. And then we also did the M Performance floor mats and the M Performance pedals down there. I mean, I'm telling you guys, we've done a pretty good job on this interior. I am going to be replacing these dome lights with LEDs because those lights are just booty. They're horrible. But yeah, and then I recently did this glasses mount, which is super cool for your little glasses up there. It replaces those handles. I'm telling you what, you guys, it's coming along. It's coming along. So you guys comment down below. Tell me what you think of this. Do you hate it? Do you hate it because it has an M badge on it? Ooh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Do you guys see this? There's another M badge. There's two of them. Oh my God, so triggered, so triggered. But it's not an M3, bro. I think it looks really good, you guys. I'm super digging it, super digging it. So this is all really simple. Like I said, you guys, I'm gonna put links down in the description to everything that you saw today, everything that we talked about here in this video to make your lives easier when it comes to purchasing it. I had to come in here to finish the video because it was like over 100 degrees and that girl, look at my the things I do to make videos for you guys. Anyways, guys, like I said, all of that stuff is in the description. Let me know what you guys think. The radar detector, the hardwiring kit, the little M badge cover for the shifter, and then the magnetic phone mounts. Those magnetic phone mounts are pretty cool. It comes with 3 cables, and then it also comes with a bunch of adapters, so you can use them in your house. I'm actually gonna use it like bedside at my end table, and then another one over by my computer for while I'm working. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Please do subscribe if you're new here. Comment down below, like this video, and hit that bell notification just like that. This video is over, and I am out. Peace.